What's shaking on? This is Big B, and this is another Answer 1939 video vlog. Me and Jay talking about this past weekend Botcon, and man, it was the biggest event that came to Orlando. And when we walk into those doors, it's like coming through a kingdom of Transformers. Jay, how you feel about it?
Man, I had an absolute blast. I mean, it was all that in a bag of chips. It was everything I imagined it to be, from meeting the comic book artists to seeing the game designers, and also getting the chance to meet some of the voice actors, as well as, again, wall to wall, nothing but giant robots. Other accessories as well. I mean, it was the bomb, dude.
Still, I had to say, Jay, it was an event so big, I will want to come back for it next year in California. It's just that it's too hot for words. Now, knowing that it's going to be in Pacific being in California, I got to say to those who live in this state here, how can you endure another Botcon so good? It's like, wow. I mean, by the time I walk in those doors, it's like, Jesus, I never experienced a magnitude of Transformer fans beyond anything. If you've seen the part 1 of Beyond Sights, ooh, you know Botcon was that good. Jay, what you did when you were in Botcon this year, man?
Man, I had a chance to take a few pictures, meet a few friends, even run into a couple fans. It was really, really cool seeing the vehicles and stuff that were there. They had an Ironhide featured there, Cliff Jumper, Bumblebee. They had, oh, and how can I forget, they had my boy Motormaster. Was that not a tight vehicle, dude?
I mean, when we walked outside, Motormaster was just unbelievable. I mean, I never seen one human done a whole good year work of Motormaster. I mean, it's like unreal. I'm like, oh my god, that is tight work. Even I saw 2 Bumblebees. That's one outside, one indoors. I'm like, man, that is super nasty. I mean, oh my god. Not to mention, you see a lot of stars too from Scott McNeil. I mean, yes, Scott McNeil was at Botcon. I mean, I'm talking about Rat's Rap, Dinobot, Silverbolt,
Stan Bush.
Oh yes, including dude from Bed 10 doing his reprisal as Perceptor. What's surprising, but still, nonetheless, Jay, talk about how you and Peter Cullen met for the first time.
Well, now that you already set out the spoiler and said who it was, I was going to say I had one of the greatest experiences personally for me in the opportunity of meeting one of my childhood heroes. Peter Cullen was absolutely cool. I had to stand in line for a long time to get to meet him, but when I finally got a chance to talk to this man, shake his hand, get his autograph, and get a couple pictures with him, he was genuinely an awesome dude, man. Really, really. I mean, I respected him in his craft before, but I had the opportunity to meet him, and even though it was a brief moment, I had the opportunity to truly respect him as a person, and that was cool.
I mean, Jay I mean, to this day, he's still talking about Peter Cullen, I gotta say. Now, if Mr. Cullen comes to next year's Botcon, I'll be glad to get my autograph from him and shake his hands and say thank you, man, for entertaining us for the past almost 30 years doing the character that had be the most perfect fit to any character to this day. Even beyond him, he was just powerful to us all. And I gotta say to Mr. Peter Cullen, thank you very much, man, for coming to my hometown, coming to Orlando, Florida, and oh my god, I'm about to say, man.
Usually I'm the type of individual, I don't do the starstruck thing, because I look at people and just say, you know, I can appreciate and respect their craft, their gift, their artistic expression, and I still see them as a person who has flaws, who makes mistakes or whatever. So I don't really get, ooh, ah, oh. But I'll say again, the opportunity to meet one of my childhood heroes as far as voice acting and many of the characters he's brought to life in stories that he shared with us over the years, it was an honor and a privilege to get the opportunity to shake his hand and say thank you.
Not to mention that I met a lot of fellow YouTubers, especially Windfire. He left a comment on my site and said, dude, it was awesome meeting you at Botcon. Hope to see you next year. Well, we talk about that and then later on in the vlog. Also, I met Neelis Prime. He was also glad to see me as well, and so many others. I mean, wow. It's just that to this day, I repeat, I never met something like this in my lifetime. Me, fellow YouTubers, fellow fans of the Transformers universe, talking about Transformers, seeing Transformers, hell, even everybody. It's like, man, like a big family reunion, man. It's like unreal. Jay, what you seen Botcon beyond that too, man?
Again, I mean, like I said, the total Botcon experience, it was all that I had waited for. I mean, like I said, I've waited nearly a decade to get a chance to go. I've waited almost 3 decades to get a chance to meet Peter Cullen. And more importantly, I had a chance to finish part of my G1, the biggest part of my G1 set, by picking up a couple special figures while I was out there. So I was just totally stoked. Picked up some swag, and it was all good. I mean, I really thoroughly enjoyed myself. This is definitely going to be one of the fondest memories I have looking back.
Well, if y'all have not known that we are still to this day G1 enthusiasts beyond any one of us. Still, Jay completed his set, and I'm like miles away a little bit, but I promise you, I would rival him a little bit on the G1 set. Now, in closing, Jay, what do you think about next year's BotCon?
Next year's BotCon is being held in California. We know we got the movie coming out next year, so it's going to be a California Hollywood premiere. And if you ain't there, you square. So you need to make some accommodations and see if you can get your ride on and meet us up on out there. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes. And number one, I told him off camera that no matter what, I will be there at BotCon in California. And yes, I will be there with a whole lot of bag of tricks. I mean, it's our first time going to California, period. And yes, I will see the same guys there too. So like I said, when opportunity presents itself, oh, it will be done, son. Also, I gotta ask Jay one question. Between Megan Fox, Rosie Wilton, I don't know the chick's name completely, but the chick who plays Megan Fox, boy, how you feel about that, Jay?
Never seen her, so I have no idea who she is.
But other than that, man, I hope she do what Megan Fox failed to do, you know, some of the stuff. But you know,
well, what I'm hoping for from this third movie. The first movie was cool. I was like a kid in a candy store when the first movie came out because hey, Transformers is going live action. And though some of the action sequences weren't quite as fluid as a brother would have hoped, in the most disappointing scene was Prime getting his butt kicked. But in the second movie, Revenge of the Fallen,
Megatron have that owned by Prime hard.
They changed what needed to be changed. Unfortunately, to me, the story wasn't as fluid as it was in the first one. So I'm hoping they pull a fluid story together, balance the action, and keep us captivated without putting, and I know that Sam and his family, particularly Sam, is the centerpiece of the story. But I would really like to see more action sequences with the bots and more interaction with the bots and see what Transformers is really supposed to be. Transforming robots.